Each February, we set aside special time to recognize Black History Month in Frederick County. We celebrate achievements and highlight accomplishments of the men and women of color who have called Frederick County home through the decades. People like Lord Nickens, Erlene Thornton, Dr. Ulysses Bourne, and his daughter Blanche Bourne Tyree, and William O. Lee, to name just a few. Their stories are inspiring and demonstrate what it means to take action and stand up for things that matter. We are fortunate in Frederick County to have people dedicated to telling the story of African Americans in Frederick County. The African American Resource, Cultural, and Heritage, better known as ARCH, is working to open a long-awaited heritage center in downtown Frederick. The group created an award-winning documentary to share stories of some of the community's living treasures. As the African proverb says, until the story of the hunt is told by the lion, the tale of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. The Catoctin Furnace Historical Society is also focused on telling the history of African Americans who were enslaved in the northern part of Frederick County, providing labor for the iron furnace located there. The Historical Society is in the early stages of reconstructing a blacksmith shop that served the furnace for decades. In 1850, the village blacksmith was a 21-year-old by the name of Jacob L. Wolfe. Travelers and farmers alike came to Jacob's shops for repairs and tools. It's important that we remember the contributions of Jacob and the many others who helped to build Frederick County. Throughout this month, we celebrate and shine a light on some of the long list of accomplishments of the Black citizens of Frederick County and around the world. So now I'd like to read a proclamation. Whereas each February we join together as a nation to observe Black History Month, a celebration of the many achievements and contributions of African Americans throughout our history. And whereas Black History Month was first held in 1926 as a week-long commemoration created by distinguished Black historian Carter G. Woodson. At the time, historical accounts of the Black experience in America were largely ignored by dominant historians and documentarians. Woodson himself was barred from attending American Historical Association conferences, despite the fact that he was a dues-paying member of the organization. And whereas, in the face of such open discrimination, Woodson made it his mission to ensure Black scholars and students could study and preserve the rich and distinct history of African American people in the United States. And whereas in 1976, the U.S. government officially designated Black History Month, which today provides an opportunity for us to teach and attend important educational programming, historical preservations, and cultural events. And whereas the study of Black history in America must continue to be important to all of us and must continue to give us a complete picture of our past, which includes the shameful history of the North American slave trade, systemic racism and discrimination, and its impacts on Black Americans today. And whereas a study of Black history is also an opportunity to honor and pay tribute to Black Americans throughout history, who have made undeniable contributions to our nation and its culture, who have broken barriers, fought injustice, and preserved despite them. And whereas our nation's history is full of these stories, as is our local community. So now, therefore, as the County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, I do hereby proclaim February 2022 as Black History Month in Frederick County and encourage all of our residents to join me in embracing Black American history. And it's signed by me, Jan Gardner, County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, and signed February 1st, 2022.